U.S. government did a fairly intensive torture on me. Yeah. It doesn't look good for Donald Trump. It didn't look good for Joe Biden either. Joe Biden just had to change his face to the same old same prior to Biden, but it doesn't look good. I rate this as a dead-end beginning for Donald Trump. From my perspective, from my point of view, I'm right on target. He's going to get handcuffs on his wrists and taken out of the White House. He will persist, and I will persist more. It's time for me to finish this, and foremost this here, which I just posted before I left to Father. I posted this stuff in a hurry before I left to Father, and sometimes it might actually even sound a bit strange, the stuff I write, but I do so according to my memories. And then basically, if it's time, I correct, I do this, and if it's not, I correct, I fix this stuff when I come home. This definitely had to be supplemented. Therefore, this thing here and this one here definitely had to be supplemented. It's something I started on what date was this here? January the 30th. January the 30th, there you go. This is what I am going to go all the way to the end. And below, you will see videos how exactly I started to record this entire crime. How I record this crime. The brainwash, there was such an amplitude of the brainwash in respect to the future plane crash in Washington D.C. on Ronald Reagan's airport. There was such an amplitude of the brainwash that there was no way other. But this is still fairly very, very decent for somebody who was subjected to MKUltra torture. All the way to 2020 was the last time they washed my brain in respect to coming flight disaster, which they commenced in 2008. In 2008, they started to act strangely. So you're talking about the 12 years of brainwash directed at, not 10 years. They started in 2007, to be exact. Just as I left Miami in 2006, I was delivered back, and must have been 2007, not 2006, 2007 I think it was, to witness the stuff that was the list of my interest in what supposedly was Washington D.C., except that it was not in Washington D.C. So this is the stuff that needs to be now supplemented, finished, furnished. So once and for all, we set the terms according to the U.S. government, basically according to the violence. This is not psychiatric violence. This went way past psychiatric violence. This way way beyond psychiatric violence. And way beyond terrorism too. We have to set this record rate. I lost 53 years of life because of scum like this here. This garbage, this was the garbage that was into me, getting me destroyed. This was the garbage that chased me, together with Obama. This was the original garbage, the original trash who started the incident. For me personally, incident at Ronald Reagan Airport. And it started in my 4th grade of the grammar school, ladies and gentlemen. I was born on December of 1971. 4th grade of grammar school. You can just add 1972 and you can add, let's say, 12 or 11. And you're going to get me to 4th grade. Is it 6, 10? Sorry, I was wrong. 1982. In 1982, you have adult Shabans engaging in a torture of a 10, 11-year-old child. Adult Shabans with university degrees, lawyers, engaging in a physical torture, abduction, human trafficking overseas on behalf of some, I'm not going to say dictators, because the only dictator we had in Yugoslavia was Josip Broz Tito, but at the time it was still Yugoslavia. The original crime that this scum perpetrated was located in area of Singapore, I was told, by the Asian crew. That's why I said I need to finish this stuff here so that I make the sense out of this whole thing about what exactly happened. And no, sir, Mr. Bennett, Michael Bennett, I am not going to be silent about it. They posted me the video through the Google algorithm pop-up on my YouTube to watch. They bombard with the garbage that pertains to MK Ultra. Videos in which politicians present their issues. These videos, the political videos they post, the excerpts that Google algorithm through the YouTube posts to me in the face, is always loaded with all kinds of political garbage that participated in MK Ultra. I am not going to say that I don't care about the outcome of this, but the thing is that I do care. I do care deeply about the outcome of this case, especially because I consider United States of America to be my enemy. Not my ally, not my friend, but my hardcore enemy, dead enemy. That's why I am gonna continue with this. I will not shy away from this. And the worst yet is I am not going to shy away till the day I die from any of the so-called conspiracy theories posted on my blog. Anything I post on my blog, I'm going to firmly stand up for. I was thinking about to remove certain stuff in respect to certain politicians. I will not. The people who are here inside of this house, you can call them Donald Trump crew, you can call them Joe Biden crew, or you can call them Obama crew. There was no difference between them, for sure. They personally have told me that it will depend on me how things are going to turn. And if the things are going to turn against me, if I will be inconvenient for United States of America, and in that case, it would be the incident at Ronald Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C. This one here. This stuff here. This stuff here. Yeah? So that if I would not be convenient, if I would be dangerous for the US government, if I would just not be obedient, and I don't know how I would be obedient. I don't remember given a chance in my life by United States of America. I don't remember a single one. I don't recall. I remember being mistreated in a worst possible sense. You can mistreat one, destroy one, delete one eventually. For I decided I will really become inconvenient for United States of America in every possible sense. This case involves a Russian couple, was involved in torture. The two Russians are skate champions in 90s. I don't give a three fucks about their fake death certificates. I don't care. I don't care about your fake death certificates. I don't care about the naysayers. I don't care about the YouTube, Sergei Mikhailovich Brin and Larry Page turning my videos into shit, because they do now. They also do this now. They don't allow anymore HD to be posted on YouTube. They're now automatically destroying the videos, turning them into the low resolution 360, just as they told me they would do, because eventually they don't want anything to be left behind me in a decent form. And I also know who is behind different type of struggle, basically disallowing people to even see my face. I also see that stuff. I recall those kind of threats. I recall all kinds of sabotage from Americans' threats. For if you want to consider this as an assistance, I'm going to have to be born again. Scum. This airport here based on what I was brainwashed. Now it is a capacity. What kind of capacity that I have in this whole thing to witness about what took place? This always depends on the degree of torture that you endure. This always depends on the amount of hours or duration of the sleep you get. And this also depends always on what type of drugs are being used on you. What is being used on you. And then after it all ends, it always depends on what follows up on your memories, which are stored in your subconscious mind. Or I should say part of the brain where subconscious is. You want to zoom yourself here? I want you to take a note of it. There is no way to see the street maps here. You do realize that. If you go on the other side of this Potomac or Georgetown Channel, Potomac River, there is no way for you to see anything on the other side of the river. There is no way to see anything on this side of the river. There is no way to see anything at US Secret Service. There is no way for you to see at Department of Homeland Security building. It's Department of Defense. You can't see anything. It's called Defense Boulevard. And there is no way you can get anywhere close to anything here to see anything. You don't get anything here. If you turn this into a map like this, and then you get stuff you see right there. These are these buildings, Marine One hangar. This is a U.S. Secret Service, and this supposed to be the also Homeland Security or whatever, right? U.S. Department of Defense. This is supposed to be Homeland Security, isn't it? It says Marine One hangar, and then there is nothing next to it. And so, luckily, I did open this here. The last video I'm gonna... Yeah, I was sure it's gonna be the last, but it's not. It just happened so that this is very, very important for me. Defense Intelligence Agency, it's a little bit off. Let me see that again. Okay, that's a U.S. Secret Service. U.S. Secret Service, U.S. Department of Defense. I don't understand how the fuck that could be. Where is now that park that... Okay, U.S. Department of Defense. U.S. Department of Defense. Okay, that's there. I suppose that Marine One hangar just disappeared of the picture. All right. Okay. Okay. The problems with this incident are enormous. The problems with this thing here, there are enormous problems. Based on my memory, based on what I recall from my memory, this is a Google Maps. Based on what I recall from my memory, and this is the map, the Google Maps. It says here 2025. It says here 2025. Based on what I recall from my memory, it says here Marine One hangar. I have different memories on this stuff. It depends. 1984. It depends. It depends what year would it be. 1982, I should say. Different memories I have. The memory on 1982 was completely different from memory on my first grade of the high school and year of the grammar school, which was in 1986. Two different memories. And I have several different memories in respect to this shore and in respect to this shore. The memory on 1982 clearly indicated a building which, since I don't have Google Maps, and I am not going to go, and I'm not going to do okay, here is actually the picture it gives you, but all right, I'm going to take this all through. I don't know if I can see it from here. Let's see what exactly I can see here. Okay, the stuff that I see right there. Yeah, I mean, across the river right there that I see. Let's see it again. Yeah, this is from the building to the other side. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I want to see this side of the building, so that means I will have to go to the airport to the other side and see this. I don't care. The original torture building. The original torture building. The original torture building consisted of about several different buildings. You're gonna say you're fucking crazy. But this is how MK Ultra works. MK Ultra is not there for you to assist you. MK Ultra is out there to prove that you're mentally ill. You don't get assistance. You don't get your questions answered. You get your questions misrepresented. As a matter of fact, it depends. Because it has to depend. Because the government is always a play between good and evil. That's how they try always to present to the people. It all depends on you, how you will be. It will be good, will be good. It will be bad, will be bad. Unfortunately, bad greatly outweighed any good in this case. And original crime on 1982, when they started, when I was in the 4th grade, child of just 10 years of age, involved a building which was a low building, a building that meters. Yeah, this is fairly big too. This here, U.S. Secret Service is fairly big. This building is fairly big. And then you have another one here, U.S. Secret Service and so on. You see, you have this kind of stuff here too. Yeah. And you have another building here. So, if you ask me, then it must have been this building here. This is located on 250 Murray Lane Southwest. That's, if you ask me, this is basically where original torture went on. This here. And I don't know about this U.S. Secret Service. This was a smaller building, and I was sure they had the same people when they delivered me here in 1982 as a child. In this building here, where U.S. Department of Homeland Security Okay, so what the fuck I'm talking about? And then is the U.S. Secret Services right here. Okay, the two are located one next to another. These two buildings were here. I know because it was Robert Golub, Milan Kuchan who personally came here and inspected the building. Would you believe this shit? This garbage here. This big man here. This one here. This is a hero to many because he was a tireless worker against capitalism. He was a tireless worker against United States of America. This was the man behind Milosevic, Slobodan Milosevic. Is a great hero in Serbia. Is a great man in Serbia. Just like Robert Golub. These are great people. These are very well recognized in Russia as fighters, relentless fighters against the United States of America. Greater than Great Britain, Germans, my allies, in a parenthesis. You're no fucking allies to me. Make no mistake, whoever you watch this program, United States of America is the enemy. The enemy. You're no ally, you're the enemy. Make no mistake about it. This man here was the one who came to inspect this building. And thanks to him, I remember very well where the fuck I was, what existed and what did not exist. To put it plain and simple, I used to work in Miami Lakes. It's called Company Schering-Plough. Let's go and see this building. It's now, what is it now? All of a sudden now it's US Pharma. Alright, let it be the US Pharma. And guess what? This building is, I don't know how it is now. They might have changed this stuff. I don't know. It's been a long time since I was there in '99. Still, if memory doesn't fool me, in that case, in this part of the building here, let's just do it this way because I'm right on target. I don't need to go crazy about any of this. In this part of the building here, this is where the offices are located. This is administrative part of the building. And this here is the manufacturing, where you have the red dots. This would be your manufacturing area of this Schering-Plough. It used to be, the name used to be Schering-Plough of this. Now it's US Pharma, as you see. Well, you see this management area here marked with a black. This is this building here where I was tortured inside with Milan Kuchan and this man here. Instead of Putin, we're going to type down here Robert Golub. This was apprentice of this one here. The apprentice of Milan Kuchan was this one here. This was his apprentice. This was his schoolboy. He did shave his head now and no longer looks as it used to. He now has a short haircut, just like you see it. Seems like he no longer wants to play insane. He was using his haircut literally to drive me also crazy. There was just another quality about this guy that he used. I mean, a lunatic straight from some horror, but really, really, really horror movie that Steven Spielberg did not even, or I don't know, Hitchcock or whatever, created. And so thanks to these idiots, animals, I'm gonna say, thanks to them, truly thanks to them, I remember that these two buildings existed. I was here. There were two buildings. It doesn't matter. What I'm making right now is completely insane claim. Like, from what perspective is this insane? It is. It's totally insane. Imagine that you have American presidents claim you that those buildings don't exist yet. Imagine that you find yourself on the side of Ronald Reagan Airport in front of the River Channel, and they talk to you, they say to you, don't you see it? There is no fucking building there. Welcome to my world. Welcome to the world of CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. Welcome to the world of FBI. Welcome to the world of unlimited torture, unlimited abuse, where everything is possible, and you're not a human being, you're less than animal. And the people you watch on the TV actually get paid to occupy your mind, your brain, on a radio and on a TV, steal your time. Play conundrum, play puzzle in your head, while at the same time they have hands on a human being, another citizen. Despite your US Constitution, despite your Bill of Rights, despite Amnesty International and United Nations and I don't know what the fuck. This is the reality we are talking about. Now we're no longer talking about your 7 News or whatever, NBC, CNN, wherever the fuck that is out there. We're talking about the reality. The reality. We're not talking about the Tulsi Gabbard, and we're not talking about Mr. Michael Bennett. We're talking about the reality here. We're talking about the real world. Who these people, what this is about, what these people really are, what's really happening behind. These people have a job, basically. It's basically steal your time. And they're not stealing your time because the average American doesn't give a three fuck about what's going on. They care about the jobs, they care about the work, they care about how much they can put in their pockets, how much they can bring on a table, where they can buy something affordable, etc., etc. This is what goes. This is the average American. They're too overloaded with the shit to worry about really what goes on. They're overloaded with the work, tasks, with life, with family. They're not in particularly political people. And this is what a real polity is. What is actually what's used to hide the truth about the country itself, about really what's happening. Sergey Brin Mikhailovich and Larry Page are going to say that this is conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. It's conspiracies. They're going to say it's conspiracies. Every mainstream media journalist is going to say it's a conspiracy about the mainstream media journalists and about the Alex Jones. The only thing I'm going to say to you is, if I was investigated this stuff, the federal crime, the first suspects to me that I would interrogate, investigate, you know who they were, who would be? The investigators of the plane crash are the first suspects, the first line to interrogate. This is what you start with, because these are the originators. These are the people who investigate, are the creators, the mind masters behind the crime. That's the number one. And you know what? I remember the original guy who supposedly investigated this. I remember the original guy, the little bit bulky guy who had these khaki pants. He was about probably 1 meter 90, something like that. I remember that guy. 185, 188, I would say, 190 centimeters tall. I remember the people who did this stuff. This is the first people I would interrogate. Do you know who the second people are I would want to interrogate when investigating federal crime? Before coming to Joe Biden, before coming to Donald Trump, before coming to Obama, before coming to this so-called American presidents, do you know who the second line of the people is? The second line of people is the mainstream media people and investigative journalists, alternative media. These are two other sources I would knock on the door to interrogate. These are three. Do you know who the fourth one is? The fourth one are the people in the area. In this case, that would be a fishing people, fishermen who witnessed a lunacy along the way, or at least they knew about one. How much they witnessed, what exactly they witnessed, I don't even know. We're going to get to this. We'll get to this stuff. But people in the area, people know. Do you know who would be the fifth one? The fifth one would be the workers at the airport. And the workers, of course, at this marina, this hangar, this Homeland Security, etc., those employees. But remember what I told you, where I would start. Those are the strongest leads. This is like you go by the pyramid. You go down, tick, 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 without a single error. Now the stuff I'm talking about, they know all too well, because this is what MK Ultra was all about. They investigated one another all the fucking time. Investigated in a Western term. If you would go to Old Latin, if you would go to Old English, if you would go Old English, Old British, yeah. Investigating, that means a middle finger like this. That means investigating. That means to investigate. You understand? Do I need to explain this in English at all? Investigate means create crime, rehearse crime with people who will pull the crime, your associates, investigators, police. On so many times it becomes reliable or confident as far as the outcome results. Investigate one with assistance of the so-called investigative journalists, so-called mainstream media, to get all the perspective about how to view certain things. Investigate one through and with assistance of a pool of people whom you trust as far as the voting base. This is what the strongest core of the crime are, exactly the people that are lined up in like a pool of the supporters, presidential. This is like a hardcore of the stuff that goes on. Those are the people that, one of the first people that would know about what goes on. Because they need something, they need certain core to drive, to pilot the society toward a certain direction. And that's basically exactly how it goes, how it went and how it goes. This is how I would investigate this stuff. Now, me standing on this side here, watching the other side of the, bank, and seeing nothing, being told I'm going to be listed as a schizophrenic, as mentally ill, if I'm going to say that there is a building over there, and so on. And again, switched off, and again, delivered in either one of these facilities, or maybe here at the park, to meet a security guy. Do you know what kind of distortion do you cause when you I would even have to go and see this stuff here, National Mall, Memorial Park slot, and so on. No, I don't want to go through this stuff because there's more important stuff to do. I don't want to lose time. Simple as this. I got too much work to do, too much important stuff to do. Do you know what kind of confusion do you cause? Well, let me ask you a difference. I drag you up, I deliver you to the riverbank, and I say, hey, look, see that other side? Do you see that other side? And you open your eyes. All right, you see it. And I throw inside in there some whatever, something personal. And then I tell you, indirectly, that if you're going to say that on the other side, by the way, that you see buildings, you're going to be mentally ill. You're going to be labeled as mentally ill. And the next thing I do is I disconnect you, and the picture is like on an old TV. You just go whoop, into a small dot, it disappears. And I introduce you to a security guard from here, from this place here. What is this here? Southwest Washington, whatever. This island here. And I start to fuck with you and ask you if you remember, and what you don't remember. Use a group of people that start to tease you, that you don't remember, call you that you're stupid, and you're not going to remember anyways. And I return you back. And I threaten you some more with a psychiatry. Which picture are you more likely to remember? How about this one here? How about this one here? Because the stuff I'm talking to you right now, this is what went on during MK Ultra. The first thing for me is to set the terms for you to understand what exactly I'm talking about. We cannot talk about the issues if we don't understand each other. And I cannot see anything, and it's perfect like this. What about here? If I put you here and I talk to you and I say it across the tree like this. This is MK Ultra, folks. This is the way it works. This is the stuff. This is United States of America. This here. This. And I say to you, Jorge, or I say to you, Pedro, Luigi. If you're gonna say, do you see it? If you're gonna say they built, if you're gonna say that those buildings were there, do you see it? If you're going to say that those buildings were there, you're going to be a schizophrenic. You're not going to be mentally ill. You understand that. You understand this. And again, click. And I did this just after I demonstrated you yes, just after I delivered you to whatever fucking location to whatever fucking location. Located along the channel, waterway, where there is the construction going on. What are the chances you're gonna tell me what the fuck goes on? Explain to me, Joe Biden. What are the chances you're gonna tell me, you fucking scumbag? What are the chances, Michael Bennett? I'm a schizophrenic, explain to me. Who the fuck are you? You worse than Stalin. You worse than Hitler. You Putin motherfucker. Who the fuck you think you are? You think you present what you present? Oh, I put nice, I have a tie, I have a suit, I go every day, I have a nice haircut, I have a wife, I have a car, and I look seriously all the fucking time, and I give intelligent product answers, and I have a university degree. Now I'm asking, who the fuck you think you really are? Who are you, motherfucker? What are you really? Explain to me, you son of a bitch. What exactly are you? What makes you different from Joseph Stalin? Stalinist, you fucking psychiatric maniac. Explain. You are pro-Ukrainian, you are pro-freedom oriented. You're different than Tulsi Gabbard. You're different than Donald Trump. You're fighting for the workers. You all are fighting for the justice, for the freedom, blah, 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 blah. Not for the pharma. You are the fucking pharma, motherfuckers. You are pharma. You know what you are? Some pigs are more equal than other swines. That's what you are. You know, the home of the land, land of the brave and free, home of the free, wherever the fuck it is. You're a, what is it, the swine house? Where the swines go, like, I don't even know how you say that. Swine stall is what you are. You're no freedom. You're fucking animals. You know nothing about fucking freedom. Look at you motherfucker in a mirror. Look at you motherfucker American in the freedom. You who work in the US Congress and in the White House. And you fucking tell that you are a proud American. That you do defend the freedom. That you do work for the best for the rest of the world. For the domestic and for the foreign policies in the name of freedom, justice. Tell me that you work for the fucking justice. You fucking swine. And then explain to me the definition of American justice. What is it? Because I'm 53 years old and it started when I was 3 months old. Explain to me the meaning of American justice. You are the enemy. You as a people, as a nation, you're not my friend. You're not my ally. You are the enemy. You're the enemy. You're a Lucifer. You're Antichrist. And the day is going to come when you collectively as a nation will be awarded for your deeds. The day is going to come when you're going to pay, just like Soviet Union did, just like all other countries. I know you're going to kill a lot of people. I know you're going to make a lot of people homeless. I know you're going to do a lot of evil. There will be a lot of people dead. That's how Lucifer, Satan screams. But eventually every one of them went out of the business. And I know, for there is God, you too will go out of business. They will come when God is going to put you out of the business. I know so. You fucking animals. The building in 1982 was just as the part of administrative building of Sharing Plow. There was people inside in there. There was offices. These are not tall buildings. These are buildings that I would say, like, you know, one floor building. You just go from one office, from one area to the other area. And I think in 1982, as a matter of fact, I think in 1982 that when you see a U.S. Department of Homeland Security And then you see a U.S. Secret Service. I don't even know what the fuck was there. I have no idea who the fuck was there. I think personally that inside of this building was a CIA. Both of these buildings. This building here and in this building here. This is what I think. In both of these buildings, there was a Central Intelligence Agency inside. This is what was in my head. Now, if it was not CIA inside, then it must have been the U.S. Secret Service. Then it must have been a U.S. Secret Service. And in this building here where it says the U.S. Secret Service, where it says the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, I think that in this building was administration. This was like administrative people were inside in here. In this building here, this building here, I think that this building was something else. I think that this building was just for the regular workers. I'm going to say like a call center, like you would have like a call center inside, you know what I mean? In this building was all kinds of people here also. Racially looking, you would find anything here. Was to this building here, this is where the Prince Andrew would also wander inside. This they have a big bosses inside in here, okay? Okay? You still want to fuck with me if I remember? It's going to be difficult to prove that I was not there as a 10-year-old child in 1982 with the Milan Kuchan, with the Robert Golob, and with the Prince Andrew and with the Prince Charles. Now, that's difficult. And we're going to do it different. These buildings have, this is really like a ground floor building, but they do have on the top, and we're gonna get there. It's like 2 floor, like 1 floor and 1 floor above. Something like this I have, I sorted out in my head, And meanwhile, the difference between the memory in 1982 and the difference in memory between 1986, what is it, the difference? Whew. Big difference. From the building where physical torture went on against a 10-year-old child based on a total sleep deprivation, drugged up, abused by adults, by fucking horses with university degree, adults. Pooey motherfuckers. You do like this with the children, with the kids in the United States of America. I almost was a child, man. You do it like this? This is the way you do it? I don't know, but the parents across the Eastern Europe and also Asia and Africa and South America, they need to take note. If that's how you do it with your kids over there in the United States of America, people, in a not such a free world, they must take note about it. To come to clear terms about what the United States of America really is based upon. The difference between 1982 and 1986, what was the difference? I found myself in a completely different setting. In 1986, all of a sudden, I found myself in a It was not in 1986. This was in 6th grade. So this was like in 1984. Similar looking building. To me, the color of the building was darker, browner building, black windows, But building itself, darker building, darker. Brown. Not even as a granite or something like that, but I think it was like a brown. I have to see Singapore. I have to see Asia. With Merrick Garland on the picture, with Barack Obama on the picture, with several other Americans on the picture, involved in a torture in a very, very similar piece of the real estate, engaging in a torture together with Milan Kucan this time, with Robert Golob, with the Slovenian side, even more vicious. I mean, this was violence in every aspect of, physical restraint and fucking madness. Like, how the fuck can I, resist to so many adults and even what appeared was a police, security and so on. Police and security. So what was the difference between 1986? It's going to become everything clear. Because this is the way it works during MK Ultra. You don't get clues, you get memories. And out of those memories, you start to assemble a big picture. So what was the difference between 1986, let's say, and in between all the way to 2008, what exactly was the difference? What was the difference between this? Because I think this was still the same, or maybe it was not. Because I actually wonder now about how many different locations like this they have used. On one location, instead of airport, it appeared to me it was a hotel in the background. On another location, it appeared to me it was just a park. On another location, it appeared to me it was a port on both sides. On one side, I don't know what the fuck it was, but I know that on the other side there was really nothing and so on. They used many different locations, some of which I was told, even in the United States. Joe Biden started to even mention something about Baltimore. I don't know. It's not difficult to do the stuff to the person that is jacked up. It's not difficult. The main difference between 1982 and what started in 1986 and what continued in, again switching all the fucking time, in 2010. The difference was that this location, obviously in Asia, what I was told, and I believe it was in Asia, and I'm not going to put my hand on Singapore. That's what I was told, but was it really Singapore? I have to see about that stuff. You see, I don't believe anybody in this stuff, because there were some countries that did too much crime, and it was other Asian countries that tried to compensate for those countries that did too much crime. This is how bad this stuff was. The difference was that what went on supposedly in Asia was completely insane. The difference was that workers at this, what the hell is it again? U.S. Department of Homeland Security or U.S. Secret Service, whoever the hell it was here, maybe it was, I don't know. It does finally really Okay, I know. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was. It's no problem. U.S. Secret Service was here because I know the U.S. Secret Service was here because there was such a high politicians that were inside of our house here in the city of the Novo Mesto. That were the ones that took initiative to deliver me to this location. So I know that U.S. Secret Service was here. Now I don't know about the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. But yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to give you an answer to that question too. They come up later on and they started to claim that they put them in here to remind me of certain things. I'm going to get to that. But there is many other issues that we need to discuss. What is exactly the difference between this stuff? But this stuff was violent here, but it was not so violent, but it was violent enough to even have yeah, it was violent enough even for the security guards from here. They had a security guard here, a black security guard. I think this was Haitian guy. And police officers from here, they would use visit Asia. What exactly that means? All of a sudden, they found themselves next to this Merrick Garland and other garbage. Amazingly, fucking amazingly, doing their best, obviously, to cover up for the violence, for the degree of the violence they exercised against me in the United States of America. That means the United States of America was not straight, but was like one and the other, and was not decided what it was, and it did really bad one side, and it decided that whatever bad did one side is going to also take to the other side, is going to dump some more shit on that other side. They committed so much crime against me beginning the 4th grade of the grammar school that they had a really bad sleep at night, I think. So bad that they eventually transported their security officers, police even, to Asia, where they started to pose or whatever fucking building, engaging in violence against me to develop the case of the schizophrenia, of the paranoia, basically, to prove that I'm mentally ill. So, I'm fucking different from Joseph Stalin. When I said about Josip Broz Tito, about this psychiatry and shit, killing people inside of this shit, it's 2025, motherfuckers. And you're in it just as new, just as it would be 1986. Or I should say 1982. You're still fucking crazy, dreaming about how you're going to portray me as mentally ill to the world. I'm trying, but I'm more credible than you, even as much as I'm trying to look crazy. I don't want for people to have any doubt about it. I rather look crazy and for the story to be factual. I'm not going to say credible, because facts itself talk louder than somebody like, I don't know, maybe Michael Bennett or Tulsi Gabbard or Merrick Garland or Barack Obama or Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I just want not the story, but the account, the facts. Psychiatrists and psychologists that do know something about MKUltra procedure can confirm that this is what MKUltra is. This is the witnessing, the first-hand witnessing about MKUltra crime. So we have crazy motherfuckers still in it to prove that I'm mentally ill. And these people are just happen so to be inside of the White House, inside of the Congress, inside of the Central Intelligence Agency, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Homeland Security, Department of I don't know what fucking security. Then you are more sick than Joseph Stalin. You still wouldn't let go after all this. After so many proofs I listed, and you're still in it. You still want to prove different. You still want to somehow, you want to be right about it. Then you're fucking crazier than Milan Kucan. Then you're fucking more mentally ill than people here in Slovenia. Then you are sicker than Serbs and the Russians who came here to kill. In this place here, this here, this, at the same time, this place here was presented to me as a headquarters. This is a U.S. Department of Defense. So that means that this here, U.S. Secret Service was a U.S. Secret Service. This was a building for the U.S. Secret Service. Which one was the U.S. Secret Service? I don't know. Which one of the two? I think today it's just as it was in 1982. And this here is what I was also told, that these are their headquarters, this here. U.S. Department of Defense, this is where I think maybe the Garland even was employed here, I don't know. This is where all the big bosses were here, in this place here. This here. They give any picture. I don't know, it's even U.S. Department of Defense, right? The name itself tells it's a different department. It's a different thing. So when I consider all this, I don't know what to make out of it. I'm actually even, there is no street maps, there's no way to see shit. This building's here. MacDill Boulevard, Joint Base Anacostia. Maybe they did have here principal offices. This here, this is what they claimed that this was their headquarters. So I don't know what the chances are that this would be. That this here would be a U.S. Secret Service and so on. This building here, known as a Marine One hangar, this building here always was here. I remember this guy, this Haitian guy, a security officer, is actually quite violent. I remember this. So, but I actually have to think about if it was always here, this building here. If it was always. I don't know. I need to think about this. I have yet to think about this stuff here. This here that you see here, this this picture that you have seen here from U.S. Department of Defense and this and that. This was always a separate issue from these buildings that are next to. This building that it doesn't say anything, this 20 MacDill Boulevard SE. This is where we will come here to this building here. This building's here. What the fuck was here? This is where Prince Andrew and Prince Charles was the main thing here. This thing here. So I don't know. In this building here, it even looked to me like they claimed that this was the main thing. I, on the other hand, could absolutely not create picture about this. Would even say that this was a consolidated businesses. That was different companies in there. To me, it looked like strange because it wasn't deliveries and I don't know. In the street maps here, they don't work. You don't get to see anything. This here, this property here, be that this is a U.S. Department of Defense here, this white building that you have seen also as a picture, this was always separated. This was a completely different, wherever the fuck this was. These were considered like neighbors. Now they would not give me any kind of ideas about, who, what, and how. I can tell you that this was here. Now you see this big building here. Let me see this one more time. Let's see this stuff here one more time. This building here. This building, in 1982, this building. In 1982, this building, I don't think it existed, I think this building was, there was something small, and I think they actually upgraded it. I think that they upgraded it. I'm not certain. I have difficulty when I consider this here. I do have a difficulty with this stuff. This here, I would say, appeared to me on the picture like the way you see it right there. Just like the way you see it here, like this. This will go to, I don't know, 2000 maybe, or... I'm trying to figure out when the hell would this stuff here grow up like this, so big. And then I'm thinking about if there was a possibility of other buildings that they have also used to substitute this. Which is very difficult to tell, if not impossible. This was the area that U.S. government absolutely did not wanted me to have with the British royals in the picture. They did not want me to know. They did not want me to recall clearly what was it. They switched. It was in 3 locations. It was more than 5 different locations. It was more than 5 different locations. They continue to switch in between. So for me to just this Prince Andrew is, I want him to see when I say this. Yes, Svinia, swine. You are fucking swine. You're so swine, man. You're such a swine. He knows how to put the doubts in your guts through MK Ultra and really enjoys it. He will humiliate you with "Don't you remember?" and literally demonstrate you a completely different facility and ask you, "Don't you remember?" Svinia all the way to the guts, swine, rotten. At the same time, he'll play like your big friend, like somebody due to torture, due to violence, you will continue to somehow rely on. This is Svinia that does the stuff like this because he knows you have no fucking place to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide yourself, no fucking job, no fucking apartment to stay, no fucking way out of the debt, certain debt, and who hoped all along that actually will prove that something after all is wrong, with me. Of course, with me. Close to impossible, and I learned one thing: it is not good to guess. When you create so many proofs and stuff, why the fuck would you want to go and still guess when it doesn't pay off? This crime with this plane, with a helicopter, literally was created, literally was designed. Do you know what the fuck 5 different locations is? Do you know what it means to be tortured at 10 years of age? Like adult person. So you want to mad individual completely so that he makes statements, erratic, crazy statements, based on the brainwash, based the way you want to present him as mentally ill to your investigators. Like I said, you always start to investigate the crime with investigators. They are always the first source of the crime. To me personally, this stuff here, the way I see it now, I just a few moments ago was the first time I saw it in a real time this year. It is extremely difficult to tell. There was a similar structure to this one already in my 8th grade of the grammar school. That was in 1986. However, it's very difficult for me to tell if it was of this size, if it was of these proportions. 1986 and 2000, there is 14 years of difference between the two. I am gonna cast. I'm gonna say that they made an upgrade. Let's say to this facility, that they upgraded this facility sometimes therefore enlarged one, I would say. I don't know, 1988, I'm gonna say 1988 to 1992, that might have something happened that they expanded this size of this facility, I'm gonna say. I can't say other than that. I remember there always was. Let me see this stuff again. Yeah, and they don't demonstrate the rest of the building. I mean, they are just deliberately demonstrating portion of it. I mean, and oh, there you go. Okay, here it is. Yeah, man, I would say that sometimes, like in 1988, they upgraded the facility, all right? So I'm going to do the MK Ultra claim on this facility that sometimes in 1988. In 1988, oh, I was in 1988. 16 years of age. 16. That they upgraded this facility, enlarged one. Okay, so you're going to see in the title, you're going to see MK Ultra. It's going to be listed as MK Ultra. I think that's fair enough. That's more than 35 years ago. I made a claim for more than 35 years ago. I hope you understand that. Maybe have doubled this previous in size, yes, with a good portion of the warehouse maybe that they doubled, that they built the warehouse behind, that they enlarged the warehouse enormously. So no longer was like at the beginning stage, which was still big, but it was not this big, I think. I think not. I think they enlarged in 1988. So when it comes to the claims about how they build facilities and stuff like this, we're going to do this right now. I can tell you exactly for what it was worth. Let me see this. Let me see this stuff. In this building here, there was a Hispanic girl, actually a good-looking Hispanic girl, who was interested in me. They had ladies here in this building, this building here. I don't know if they had any buildings here. I think they also had a kitchen here in this building where you see the Secret Service and U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I think they had a kitchen also here. So is this the same thing? I don't know. What is this? I remember that there will be vans. These buildings are much taller. This is like an apartment building. But not really, like a little hotel. 3 buildings. And maybe I can tell you how it's inside. How about that? Well, they obviously have these entrances. These are old buildings. They look new with these roofs. These are old buildings. I don't see how the fuck this would be administration, because they claim that this was the main one, No, this could not be the main one, because I remember, or maybe it was, I don't really know. I remember one black guy here, American, he worked, and yeah, I remember. Yeah, people keep coming in and out here, and I remember also deliveries and stuff like this, but you know that I don't remember anything that would, to me, when I would consider this stuff, it would be like you would go into some kind of consolidated businesses building, like a warehouse or something like that, like you would have multiple companies inside of the building, but not inside. Inside was not like this. Yeah, okay. All right, I remember Barack Obama. That's going to help me out. Okay, I remember Barack Obama. All right, this was a government building because I remember that on the lower floors, yeah, that must be a center of the building. This building here, the lower floors. I remember the people now inside. So this should definitely help me. Barack Obama would continue to deliver me here. Hey, Obama delivered me here. This was violent stuff went on. Washington D.C. Barack Obama, and he had there was on a ground at the bottom, it was this office. I don't know who the fuck these people were. But they had an office, government people, and there will be like the whole group of them. And these are not white people. Those are the people where Barack Obama would take me on the lower floor. This will be people like, you know, you have some guy in a tie, in a business attire, you know. It was even maybe black, Hispanic, maybe, I don't know, white, mixed, something, I don't know. Mixed guy, mixed race, black, I would even say, he would say black, whatever, mixed race. And then he would have a secretary. Yeah, some good secretaries there everywhere. I mean, no wonder. Also, I don't know. I think she was black, and these are just a lot of black people here, workers, employees, federal workers, and there was a lot of violence here inside in this building. Eric Holder was partner of Obama back then. This was also a frequent visitor of this place here with Barack Obama. This is the thug, basically acted violently, just like Barack. His partner, basically, like a main partner. This was a time we have this Chicago big bad boys like I don't know, is this another attorney that by Obama, friend of Obama also. Yeah, it's not gonna come the name to me right now, but yeah, I know what was inside of that. This was definitely a federal building. To me, this stuff here on the bottom, you know what I mean, on the bottom floor, in the middle of the building, looked to me like a recruitment office, maybe for whatever fucking office, federal government. Maybe you would say even for the U.S. Department of Defense, who the fuck knows? Yeah, probably I would say. Yeah, if it says here it's the U.S. Department of Defense, that probably it is. To me it's just strange because they always claim that these are neighbors and they don't have nothing to do with them. How the fuck you don't have nothing to do with them if they are also U.S. Department of Defense? I don't understand any of that, but it doesn't matter, right? Suppose that this were, I mean, I don't know what this is here. Is it? It says Defense Boulevard, so it's got to be some defense. I don't know. They were showing me this stuff also on the map, telling me whatever the fuck it is. Who cares? What are this here? What the hell is this thing? I don't know. They had this for some time. This. It looks like a sun collectors. What the hell is this thing here? Who the hell knows? They had this very long time, this stuff. Weird stuff, whatever it was. I don't remember. Maybe back then I was too stupid to remember. You know, I what the fuck, sun collector? We did not even hear about this stuff in Europe if they had this stuff. They were ahead of the time, that's for sure, ahead of the game. After all, this is some kind of U.S. Department of Defense, whatever the hell that is. So yeah, man, this is a recruitment office, okay? A recruitment office for U.S. Department of Defense. A recruitment on the bottom floor, okay? There you go. Identified. Okay. Now let's see what else we can do this. Let's see, we can burn some more here. And then, you know what, this building here, this Marine One hangar, this one doesn't let me sleep. Yeah. You know, this Marine One hangar, makes me feel strange because, why? This Marine One hangar makes me feel strange because there was another building that was involved. So this is why it makes me so fucking strange. And this building that was involved here, right? It looked to me like a federal building, except that it looked at the, yeah, even if you wanted to change this, and let's say that, you know, let's say that there was a building here before, and, you know, did they change the purpose, and did they change the, you know, I don't know, let's say they dump here this hangar, whatever. This would not fit in this profile, it would not fit here. That actually was some kind of federal building they have used with goal to confuse on a Google Maps. Yeah, man, they did not fuck only with whatever you were able to see visually, feel during MK Ultra, but they started to fuck based on, in this case was based on parking lot. You know, they would give you a question, hey, don't you see which building is this? Don't you see how big the parking lot is? Don't you see how big the parking lot is? The next thing you will see, you'll find yourself on a fucking Google map, demonstrated you in front of a computer. Which one is it? Start to interrogate you. Yeah, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one? Which building is it? Which building was it? Which building is it? Which one? Which one do you see? Which one do you see? So, you know, the chances that they would not fuck you with this, they don't fucking exist. It's non-existing. You can't escape, man. You can't fucking escape for them not to fuck you. You have no chance. They get you no matter what. Now, there is another building here that you see here. This stuff here. This. Shit. I don't remember what the hell this is. I remember this building. And then there is another building here. I see what the hell this is here. And then I remember building here also. And it says here Consolidated Warehouse. So these are just some kind of businesses basically in the area. So, you see. So, yeah, if I would go there in person, I probably would identify people and stuff like this. Just like this, I'm not fucking doing that now. Let me see that again. Alright, let me see it again. Okay, there's this here, Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. Oh yeah, I remember this one. This was just boring as hell. This was just a boring place as hell. Nothing really went on here. And the first time they finally started to torture me was sometimes in... They were trying to switch this building with some other building that was of a similar structure, obviously in an area. However, that more reminded of some kind of, I don't even know, school, maybe university or something like that. I have no idea. Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. Already sounds boring. Navy Exchange Department Store. Enterprise Hall. I don't care about this shit here. Listen. Let me see this here. Consolidated Warehouse. Alright. Nice picture. This stuff, they dared me about this stuff. When did this stuff came to to existence this here? This whole building here that you see, this stuff here. When did this one came to existence? Because of this MK Ultra madness play, I would not dare to answer this question. It is simple as this. See, the way they presented me this stuff, and this was again Obama on the picture. He said like in 98. Yeah, let me think about that. 95. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about that stuff now. Earlier than that, they have something here, but I don't know how big the hell that stuff was. It was boring as hell. They had some old ladies working in there. It was definitely not fun to go in here to this place, because when you are drugged up, it's difficult to function. And when you see some lady in front of you, just chap, you know, the chances are that you're going to lose your conscience at any time. It's difficult, man. This is torture when you see a boring person that is just in front of you. And even already if it looks boring, and it doesn't matter what she's talking about if she looks so boring, I mean, that's a real trouble. I mean, you know, you would want to throw yourself into a sleep, basically escape the madness. But then again, you can't. So you are now at the mercy of all this stuff. Alright, let's throw the coins. I have a coin in my hands. Later I'm going to demonstrate you. This here, this Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. Yeah, I remember the guy who was inside in there, these people. Young people they put in there. Yeah, sometimes like in 1999, 2000. Okay, so we're gonna cross this one out here. Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. We're gonna cross that one out. And then you have what? USPS Collection and Enterprise Hall. And join Innovation, Recreation. Oh fuck, I'm out of here. Naval District, Washington, ADCO, I don't know what that is. Navy Exchange Department Store. Yeah. Like it was like a mall or something like that. No, this was actually... Yeah, I don't know. Very difficult to say. Very difficult to say. Very difficult to say. But I don't know why I have the feeling that that I was brought here to this place, to some ladies, and the hell I don't know what I was brought in there for. Those ladies were boring. It was ladies who work inside in there, and these ladies, it was not a library, but it was boring as hell. It was almost like library. It was something else. But what the hell was that? I don't know. Those ladies look professional though. You're talking about the older ladies and stuff. They're very clean and professional and stuff like this. But boring as hell. Really boring. I mean, like, oof. You know, like you would watch a cartoon that would portray something very boring. You know what I mean? Like nothing is happening. I mean, like, but then at the same time they do this stuff, whatever the fuck they do in there, and I don't know. I got a feeling that this building was upgraded. I got a feeling that there was a portion of the building, and again, they adjacent to the building, you know, like they expanded the building. And I don't know if I'm correct about this stuff. I don't know if I'm correct about this stuff. I don't know. I really do not know. And all I remember that from the beginning they would deliver me to some ladies inside. I remember that it was what the hell is this? All right, I'm gonna click here. Okay, yeah, this here, this. Yeah, this here. So this stuff here. I see this here, Washington District. So what you see? There is no Google map. So this is terrible. They didn't give me the chance to see this from the street map. Nothing. Not a parking lot. No, nothing. Yeah. So this ladies must have. You know what? It doesn't make any fucking sense. This ladies did not. This building did not upgrade. This building was here because this was completely different from the area I'm talking about. So that means that they would deliver me here, and then they would deliver me also in some other part of the building, whatever the hell that was. And so where the hell was that? I mean, so here you don't get to see anything. So Joint Innovation Recreation Center. Okay, now I know a little bit more. Hold on. Okay. Let's see this here. Joint Innovation and whatever the hell that is. Liberty, yeah. Stick one in your ass. This here, this place here, this is it's all the same color as it always was, but I'm trying to understand. This was always a guy, American guy, white guy was running this department here. He was like a head, like a boss here in good old times. And there was ladies in there and stuff, yeah, but not this ladies. This always was here. Just as you would step right across this blue inside. This is the same as it always was. This is old building, folks. This is old as earth. Nothing damn changed here. Marine, nothing. Oh wow, they give me the picture of this stuff here. Oh, let's see this here. This stuff here, this yeah, this has been like this for a while, but I'm trying to figure out for how long. Oh, there was torture that went on inside in here. There was a torture that went inside in here, a lot of torture. That's good because there was much older ladies than the girl that you see right there, the shelter. This place, however, it does not fit the profile I had in my head for this location. So evidently they were switching against something else. The location I had in my mind had a parquet. I don't know how you say parquet in English, but in Slovenia it's like a wooden floor, that kind of stuff. And so I remove anything about the year 2000, as I stated. This place went through the change. they did change here. However, this change took place sometimes in '97, I think. And I'm not standing up for that. I'm actually throwing myself out of here because the best stuff that I provided was the recruitment office. This here is the way I killed the best, is this here. This is the killer here, ladies and gentlemen. This here is it. If you can do the stuff like this, you can do the magic. This stuff here. This is the magic here. This, the recruitment office for the U.S. Department of Defense. This here. This was a doozy. This is a rock and roll. And some of which I also provided here for you. So I would not go and guess. I don't need to guess anything. I'm thinking about this Marine One hangar. Nothing really comes to my mind here when it comes to one hangar. I don't see actually anything that that would come to my mind. Okay, all right. How about this one here? This here was whatever the fuck it was, exactly what I stated. It was nothing much, but there was some other building structure here. I don't know what it was, and because it was really nothing much, because it was actually making the whole place even ugly from what I recall, they flattened it down and they put this one Marine One hangar instead. This was, yeah, I know, because, why do I know? Because they make me walk from this building here, from this location here, from this U.S. Secret Service, U.S. Department, Homeland Security. They made me walk through here. And I started to bitch at them that I don't see nothing special, that the whole place stinks, sucks. I started to throw insults at them. I had enough of this torture. I had enough of the schizophrenia, let's put it this way. This was a schizophrenia. What the fuck is the schizophrenia if not the state of mind when you are completely helpless to yourself and you're killing time by just doing stupid shit that otherwise you never would? This actually is a mental illness. Not that you're producing one, it is based on extreme government violence against you, but this is mental illness. It's a form of mental illness because you're in the state of mind completely defenseless against violence that surrounds you. In that case, from that perspective, it is. So you got that right, America. You know, this girl here that is posing with this guy here, this redhead here. This was a sweetheart who was involved in MK Ultra and demanded for me. This is the way they operate. This is how this scumbaggery works. That's how it operates. She was really, really sweet, beautiful American white girl, But is it where the hell I was right now when I was demonstrating you those buildings? Here, Navy Marine Corps Relief. The one that is standing right there in front of, we made promises to one another during MK Ultra, and I had to promise I'm going to be very nice. So they go like this, and they fuck person like this for all the torture, for all the shit they did to one. They substitute them with the stuff like this. Oh, this shit is ugly, man. This is as fucking ugly as it. This is disgusting. Sorry, man. But yeah, that's how much good America is. This is, that's basically what that is, And if we can just go a little bit longer, and if I somehow drop dead, that would be the best. You're fucking swines, in a real sense of word. This was, just as you see right there, you can still see the traces of some shit barracks, or whatever the fuck that was. It was ugly. But it seems like disappointing enough to flatten it down and place one Marine One hangar. And when have they done this? I don't know. They might have done that sometimes in 1998, 2000. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what else. Fuck you. Here in this shit place, violence went also on. What the fuck you want me to tell you? It's pretty to take somebody between the barracks and engage in a violence and stuff like this because you're off the cameras, because you're not on the camera and so on. Fuck you. Is it pretty when you take child overseas with employees from here, and from here you meet him and the whatever overseas, and you start to engage in a torture, in a terror? Is it pretty? How pretty is it? You fucking tell me. You are a fucking disgrace. Disgrace. I don't know if you wanted this, but you got it. I don't know if you wanted the MK Ultra, but I can fuck you. I can go more down here. They were sure that I cannot do this here. And they were right. I'm not gonna get into this. I let you do it. Oh, so now it's really a trouble I created like this. Okay, bye. Are you gonna do this? What can I tell you? This here, they guaranteed me that there is nobody on this island. There is no security on the island. That security only goes on the island when I come. No. They also substituted this shit here with another location. They started to flash. Where there was a place where there was nothing on that island. And maybe this was also partially true for this place here, because they claim that there is no security officer on this island permanently. They claim that right across the waterway of this island, supposedly there was some kind of a store or something like that, and it would be security officer that would come to this island here to patrol. Definitely not this side, so definitely not that one. And let's see this here. This maybe Kiefer's Blue Cross Blue Shield and so on. Maryland Avenue Private Garage, Financial Management LB South Parking, United Bureau. So what I talked about right now was definitely not here. Who the fuck knows where the hell that was? Hopefully not in Saudi Arabia or something like that. I have a feeling that Salamander. Yeah, but it was a fact that Milan Kuchan and Robert Golob also had, I believe, a location very similar to this one, maybe even in Saudi Arabia or someplace. There's a coin right there. Look at it. It looks like golden. 10 cents, European 10 cents. You know what I'm gonna say to you. I'm gonna say to you, fuck you. I'm gonna say to you, I wish I could kill your grandchildren. I wish I could get hands on your grandchildren, because you are animals beyond. What you have done it, you have not done it for me. This is as a thank you to United States of America, where I became citizen in 2000, naturalized citizen. You have done it for Milan Kuchan. You have done it for Robert Golob. You have done it for Gregor Golobic. You know for whom you have done it? You have done it for those that hated you, that cursed you out, that couldn't stand you to exist on the map. And now, quite frankly, I cannot stand you either. You are now in the same category as they are. I don't know how this is going to end for me. I have no fucking idea how my life is going to turn. But you are a scum that is identical to the one here. It's too late to help here. It's too late to come here and make the difference. It's too late to come here and rescue. It's a lot of damage you have done, a lot of harm. You destroyed 53 years of my life, and you continue to waste my life like this to bring the worst out, with hope to bring the worst you possibly can. It started when I was 3 months old, you fucking scum American. I am now 53. You destroyed me every prospect to have children, to have family. You killed my father. You burnt my family. There is nothing left out of family. I don't have any kind of family. And I'm not even frankly interested in any kind of family. You lived, you existed to murder, to genocide. You lived, you existed to defend every violation that exists on your Bill of Rights and your Constitution. You existed in this world to cause pain, harm, injury, together with British royals. It doesn't matter on whose behalf. You existed to cause harm, to hurt. Your good was evil in need. And at the end of this shit that you created, you tried to convince, this is what I find is the most primitive, the most disgusting about United States of America. You proceeded, actually, you dared to present me as a mentally ill next to the stuff like this. Next to so many proofs that you, I'm not going to say that you ignored, but I'm not going to say how dare you, scum, American trash as you are. But where exactly do you get the right to counter stuff like this here, this audio recorded stuff, and you know, where do you get, how do you manage to cause stuff like this? Where do you get, you know, what explain to me what the fuck is this supposed to mean, this whole thing, this you're coming to this house since the house was built, since I was like 10 years of age. What is this shit about your demonstrating me things and bringing me to so many locations and having me meet people and all this and claim that it's all for me, I, me, you, I, and eventually dumped me into the psychiatric hospital in 2012. What the fuck is this about? I mean, but you're trying to actually prove the world that you are a Satan bigger than Stalin was. Then you're very successful at it. You're very successful at doing that. Fuck you. Fuck your United States of America. You're fucking animals anyways. It dumped me out of this brainwash in respect to the planes, in respect to the stuff. And then again, it didn't, because I did my stuff. I did. Look, I did. I prove you today about which buildings were there and which buildings were not there, and so on. Look, nothing that I have gone through was new. Everything was the way it was. I mean, why do you do the stuff like this to people? Why do you go and you do the stuff like this to, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you people? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you so violent? Started here to write about the Asian stuff, hey. See, so now I'm supposed to go to Asia and start to look for other locations that you are using. This here is real. This here, the fake death certificate. Look, you know, you see this here? See this stuff here? Look at it. You see this here? Look. Yeah. Make this here, this. Yeah. Let me explain something. You fucking American scum, this is not for you. This is for the world to see who you are. You're fucking worms. You're up to no good. In Ukraine, there is war. I don't actually have the words for this stuff. I don't have the words for this stuff. This is like a moment when you realize after 53 years of being exploited like an animal for not espionage, but literally for butchery, for espionage through the lynching through entire Eastern Europe. the people that you championed, cheered, supported are actually your fucking nightmare. You're gonna come in my hands, you fucking scum. You and your grandchildren are gonna come in my hands. Yeah, you can say that this case did not exist. You can say that I never existed. You can say that I'm mentally ill. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But you know what? Justice is gonna catch up the justice with your fucking American Justice Department. You know, I will fucking get your children and your grandchildren. I will get you. The day when this comes out and it's recognized, it's going to be the day that all the money I'm going to sue the fuck out of your United States of America is going to be spent on the lawyers, on the police, on a defense, on my own fucking defense, to find you, to fucking suck the blood out of your grandchildren and grandchildren. Genetically, I'm going to look for you fucking swines, for your entire families, to find out who you are, where you are. And I don't know, man. Whatever the fuck that is in this world that can be done to you behind bars, that can be done to you in a real world through the terror that human eye can see, I am gonna do on you. I'm gonna fucking, motherfuckers, I'm gonna strip your fucking grandchildren out of your skin. You fucking skinless, evil motherfuckers you are. There was no plane crash, there was no helicopter crash in 2025. And maybe then again, maybe it was, who the fuck knows now, with all this artificial intelligence, autopilots and all that stuff. People that die and nobody knows that die. All you need is just few corpses of the investigators who investigate to prove your case, and that's all it is. You're fucking scum. You're scum. You're not people. That much for your conspiracy theories. You're scum. Every cent, every fucking dime, everything. Why would you have grandchildren? Why would you have children? Why would you exist in any form in this world when I was not allowed to exist? When you destroyed my family, when you destroyed everything. Why? Why, scum? Why?